Oh, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I had a bowel incident right before the stream started. It's like, oh shit. It was 9:58, and I was like, no, right now, really? Yeah, so, well, that's what happened. All right, I didn't get too much written over the weekend. Um, Lots of stuff happened. Right now, right now I'm also standing at the standing desk. I'll sit in a bit. Yeah. Oh my goodness sakes. Yeah, I don't really have any plans for today. I just kind of felt like doing the thing. I want to do more ESO, but maybe not. Maybe not on the stream. We'll see. Because it has been very, streams have been very ESO dominant lately. You know what I mean? And there's 3 hours left of the Steam Next Fest. So. Oh, that looks adorable. What the fuck? I'm installing another demo I saw. I doubt it'll be. There's no way it can be like a 3 hour thing, but still, that's funny. Oh. I'm just kind of vibing for a second. Okay, anyways. Chat. Oh, it was a weekend for sure. Oh. Yeah, it was one of the weekends of all time, that's for sure. Anyways. So let's do the preview. Again, I didn't get too much done. But now we're... And Chapter 11 is the big one that needs a ton of rewrites. A ton of it. This is where we really need to hammer through a bunch of like changes and everything that need to happen. A bunch. And then we'll go and talk about how much I'm enjoying a comic book. And we'll talk about that in a moment. The sound of water crashing against the side of the pier added a subtle ambience to the proceedings. There, past an old lighthouse at the tip of the pier, were a pair of comfortable seats and a board covered in chess pieces, an unknown oddity within all of Saren. At the moment, a single entity was settled in one of the chairs, relaxing back and listening to the waves, before at last it was joined by another. Slowly, the waiting thing looked at its guest before it folded its hands in its lap and nodded. Meraxis offered a curt bow of his head, and then a smile as he casually approached the board and settled in across from his opponent. The great emperor made sure to get himself comfortable before he let his eyes look into that of the most powerful being in all of existence. Those eyes that swirled with entire galaxies, tinted purple, while his visage was of a six-horned dragon, stars shining within his ebony scales and purple highlighting of his underbelly and between the crevices in his horns. Slowly his gaze turned down to the board and he offered a chuckle. I apologize that I was nearly late, Severus. It turns out Mani has begun playing her own game here on Saren. Slowly he placed a finger onto one of the pieces on his side of the board. Are you certain you wish me to open? Go ahead. Though I wish to hear of this game the Silver Dragoness is scheming. Thus the game began once more. Billions and billions of iterations between the two great dragons. Yeah. There we go. I messed up on the thing. With none to observe the challenge proffered between them. William finished the paperwork on his desk before filing it away into a folder and looking across to Samantha. Normally, she would have retreated to her own desk, but given the conspiracy the two were now engaged in, and a new relationship, she felt like doing her work here. He certainly didn't mind the company, and offered a soft chuckle as he watched her diligently working away. You know, I don't work any faster like this. I think I'm being distracted. Whoops. Wrong one. Let's try that again. You know, I don't work any faster like this. I think I'm being distracted. Her words made him smirk, and he leaned back in his chair. Well, that's a shame. I was hoping to make this a permanent arrangement, though perhaps the commander will be less than pleased. She offered a smile in turn, but then leaned in close and whispered to him. Speaking of the commander, how do we prove or disprove the assertion? I mean, we can't exactly just confront him and use force or anything. I'm unsure, Sam. I still have reservations about believing that ranger. Samantha nodded her head and then finished writing a few more lines on her report before she finally tucked it away into a folder herself. It's good to be cautious. We don't know all the facts of all the cards in our hand. She smirked some, which brought a nod from William before she continued on. I'll be going to visit my mother. She was the one that spoke about strange dreams and ravens, so that seems a good place to start. Meanwhile, you could call the ranger later and see about setting up a meeting or something. Could even just chat for a while. Wouldn't do it over the phone, but certainly. William slowly stood from the desk and picked up the pair of folders on his, while Samantha took her pair of folders in hand. The first was far larger as it contained all evidence collected in association with the black site. The second was a matter of potential relation, but ultimately dismissed as a coincidental armed breaking and entry at the visitor center. All around them were similar desks, yet decidedly more utilitarian, like an office building that had long since been deserted and left everything behind. This austere nature was in every aspect and corner of the command building, disguised as a parts supply warehouse. The trick was that it looked neither run down enough to be worth noting as an eyesore, nor so grandiose and clean that curious onlookers would go inside and seek impromptu employ. More importantly, it sat on the outskirts of the financial and industrial districts of town, safely tucked away where all the myriad other warehouses, repair shops, and generic block buildings lurked. Outside standard-issue white-paneled trucks were moved every few days at loading docks that were sometimes left open to look in on a security fence and shelves of crates in varying sizes, all total pageantry for hiding the truth. The lobby in front, up a small flight of stairs, had a single secretary desk with a computer, a unisex bathroom for necessity, the cheapest furniture and fake potted plants, and a phone. A door directly behind the desk was labeled staff only, while double doors on the opposite wall of the bathroom went to a security checkpoint. All mundane and expected of any place that would be storing goods for use in the factories, or to be shipped to shops and offices nearby. Once past this, there was a second set of double doors before you took a 90-degree turn toward the lobby and were met with the truth of it. A second security checkpoint where 2 NDA agents would man gun emplacements 24/7, 372 days a year. By the way, that's the number of days in the Sarin year, 372. A hallway connecting to the internal barracks and outer armory was first, with a final security checkpoint at the end of this hall. The next hallway junction led to the internal kitchen, offices, and internal armory before connecting to the last hallway. This led to a staircase which went both up and down. Down was deeper into the facility where the great archives, prison cells, interrogation rooms, surgery rooms, and science labs were held. Instead of held, were placed. Up the stairs was the command center for operations, briefing rooms with attached servers with the only outside link into the base, and at the end, the lavishly furnished commander's office. Both agents had been regretfully introduced to the entirety of the building's interior, and came face to face with their commander many times. Though the pair had not met Jack Smith before their encounter in the woods, instantly they shared the same distaste for the commander as he did. There were rumors and backroom talks, to be sure, but what if the boss was a genuine monster? Then I will kill him. William sighed, which seemed nearly one of true prophecy, as immediately after a shadow came to stand near the doors to the archive. The convulsing grub in guise of a man, with permanent upturned corner of his mouth as if ever scheming and in on a personal joke about all others, now barred the way for their files. He was rather tall at 6'2" and lanky of build, with limbs that seemed ill-suited to the lack of musculature on them. His face had some pockmarks on it, with some scarring of old acne, and eyebrows that had rogue hair follicles that struck out in different directions, as well as a subtle sheen of grease on his skin. There were few words of kindness that could be exchanged towards the commander's personal boot polisher, whose mannerisms were at best described as off-putting. "You seem to have gotten close, especially if word around the water cooler is to be believed." That damnable smirk on his face, highlighted by the wiry brown mustache and dark brown eyes that remained at half lid, always kept William on edge. "I will kill him too." I'm sure there's been much talk about us, Agent Cooper, though at the moment we're finishing off our reports and stowing them for safekeeping. He had to play nice. I don't need to play nice. In spite of what the voice at the back of his mind insisted, nor how often, he couldn't just simply remove the weasel of a man. That's what we're up to now. Also, man, this does not like me standing, because it looks like I'm over, like, talking like this. Right. We've been having rainstorms all the time lately. All the time. Everything's green, like super vibrant green. No, I'm going to lower this. We're going on a journey, chat. I'm going to go on a journey now. So I don't have to mess with the camera or anything like that as much anymore. Oh, ow. Ow. Green? Rain? Yeah, I know, right? Alright, reset position. Oh, hold on. I should have done this first. Okay. Right. That's better. Alright. Yeah, chat. So, I have been reading through Fables, which is the one about all the different fairy tales and everything coming to Fable Town and stuff like that, and the whole thing with the adversary and stuff. I was not aware of how I was not aware of like the multiple depths of it. You know what I mean? Like, I thought Bigby's wolf form was only the thing you see in the Telltale games, right? Or, like, I know he could go into a werewolf form and then his wolf form where he channels the northern wind, basically. But I didn't realize how, like, that he actually has a really nice wolf form. A really nice werewolf form, I should say. And it's kind of neat that they get multiple different, like, artists to do like each little thing. So it kind of feels more fairy tale-y. You know what I mean? Like, they all have their distinctive looks, but because they're different artists doing it, no, he doesn't. Because we don't have good enough cause in the Telltale game to go into full werewolf form. Werewolf is basically his, like, you know, that's it, everyone's dying, sort of thing, right? Like, that's it, you're all fucked. Character design is different. That's objectively the different. Well, no. Because, see, Telltale does. They do the Wolfman thing, right? And I've never personally liked the Wolfman look. However, I will say the best interpretation of the Wolfman I have ever seen was the movie we watched yesterday, which was the Wolfman from 2010. That's the best variant I have seen of that type. Because they're usually so, like, cartoonish and goofy. A wee bit of the hyper-violence. Yeah. I want to show that, too. Yeah, that's what it usually comes down to. Man with hairy face. And I hate that, like... I hate that look so much. Right? It's just so... That movie, though, that movie in general is just kind of I don't think so, prosecutor. No, because remember, he can fully control the shape of his form. He is like one of the true shapeshifters. No one has, like, the full thing of, like, his hands and everything. Oh, here we go. That's the best variant I've seen of it. It's not the highest quality, but that's okay. That's okay. Why is... Oh, here we go. Okay. Alright. So we'll talk through all this stuff. I gotta get all my stuff together. Gotta get all my notes. Hold on. No, he doesn't ever go full werewolf form. Hold on. Unless I'm crazy. Yeah, he never goes full werewolf form. He goes into the weird half. They're calling it werewolf form, though. Or at least somebody's calling it werewolf form. Oh, no, yeah. No, that's hideous. If that's actually what they do, and no, it isn't. Look, because here it is in the actual. Yeah. Or is that what he's gonna look like in the new game? Because that actually fits better with what he looks like in the comics, 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't even call the one in the thing. That's not his werewolf form. That just looks like he's getting there. He's like 80% to it, because he has total control to the point where like he can shift only his hands and stuff like that. Like that's the level of control he has over his capabilities. Oh, speaking of, this is exactly the scene I was thinking of. That's funny. Also, what I liked is that his shadow always showcases. His shadow always showcases a wolf. So if you're paying attention to him, but yeah, they're going into much better design in the second one. Holy shit. Now put these together. And he also has different like versions of his werewolf form too, depending on the situation he's in. So here's specifically the scene I was talking about. I was thinking of, see? Again, he has enough control. He's only changed his hands. But you can see, in the shadow, he always has a wolf in his shadow. Which again, very, very neat detail. In the very first comic, hold on. I get to the scene itself. That's when they're going up the staircase. Here we go. Perfect. Here you go. See, when you're first introduced to him, you see a shadow. His shadow always has the wolf in it. He cannot hide, like, the truth of him at all times. Also, yes, he is a hardcore chain smoker for good reason too. Yeah. So again, neat detail. This is his form in the. I don't think the first. I think the second book, the second Fables. Yeah, this is his true like, you're gonna get fucking gutted form. And then much later in the story, back in World War II, when he isn't wasting as much time on being intimidating, when he's going full like, this is my fight form. This is his werewolf form in World War II. when he's just pure in a hurry. I need to be as efficient and clinical as possible. He'll huff and puff and cough out a lung. He physically can't. When he huffs and puffs, hold on a second. What? What one was that? Because there's one where he does huff and puff. And oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that's when they're doing that, which I think was right after the Rebellion arc? Oh, yes, I'm close. Okay. I'm close to it. Hold on. I'll get there. You get to see what happens when he huffs and puffs. Alright, that's Jack's story. Because his father was the North Wind, he has a heavy control over the air, the winds, and skies and stuff. Which you wouldn't expect. That's where they're doing the plans. I want to get to it because there's the perfect one that shows what happens when he huffs and puffs. Oh, must be the next one. So it's 16. Is it a full spread? No, it doesn't do the full spread, damn. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll do this. Alright, so here's him when he's in his big wolf form. And this is when he's actually purposely shrunk himself down. He is huge. Like, remember, he has control over a lot of things, size being one of them. And when he lets himself fully be who he is a massive wolf. So then this is him huffing and puffing. So he tells Snow to basically hide, and he huffs and he puffs. And this is his target is this particular person on the motorcycle that's hunting them. He huffs and he puffs and he fucking nukes the area. And he'll huff and he'll puff and he'll blow everything down. Oh, there you go. That's a good. Want to showcase the aftermath. And you can see what happens when he lets his full size out. You realize he's a big boy. He a big whoop. Big whoop. Said blame my dad. As I never mentioned before that I'm the product of a mixed marriage. Father was the North Wind, and how he met my mother and took a spark to her. Well, that's a long and interesting story for another time. Yeah. Kaboom. Yeah. The benefits of when your father is the literal embodiment of the winds themselves. I just love that. I just love that. What the fuck? She's getting smoked. I'm gonna put that in the Discord. The image. Yeah, no, I know that form's from the game, but I didn't take that as his true werewolf form. I took that as he was going in between. For Jack. Jack posted the thing in the Discord too, and thank God, apparently, they're like, no, that form is stupid because they changed it. Here, I'll post this just in general. Boom. Boom. Yep. And that gets into a whole like dark part of it, sort of thing. But yeah, and in the sequel, we're getting this. Thank fuck, they're giving us his proper werewolf form. Like when he's full, like nah, people are fucking dying. Like I am going to absolutely eviscerate you. I'll be back in a little bit. Meat demands return to sleep. Return to slip. 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 Return to slip. Anyways. I am so fucking happy that they're ditching the Wolfman. If that was what they wanted his werewolf form to look like in like full ready for battle form, that's awful. That's awful. I hate it. I hate it. It looks hideous. I've never liked the Wolfman look. But the movie The Wolfman gave us the best variant, I think, of what the Wolfman should look like, right? Like, this is the best one. But I wouldn't say sometimes. Usually they fuck up. And this, though, the hand. Like, actual fucking, like, those are some fucking shredders on them hands. You know what I mean? Like, it actually looks decent. It's probably the best Wolfman form I've ever seen. And I hold a very low opinion of the Wolfman form. So this is probably the best version I've seen of it. They're usually much worse than this. I am very much more for go full werewolf form. Full werewolf. Give the wolf head everything. Don't do the in-betweens. This is the transformation scene. But I like the fact that they actually thought through a bunch of stuff. That movie though was a chaotic mess. Like it's not the worst movie ever, not by a long shot, but it had so much stuff slammed into it. Like they jammed it full. And it's like they tried to put too much stuff in at once, and that fucked everything up, right? They tried to put way too much stuff in. The plot couldn't handle it, and it like fell apart because everything was so rushed. Like you couldn't stick with one thing at a time. We need to get the inspector's view. We need to get the mental asylum. We need to have the father as the thing about the cave, going into the African wilderness to go into the cave and stuff like that. It's like, oh my god. It's like no. We don't need all this. We don't need all this. Give us time. Because think about how quickly he's outed as the werewolf. Right? Like, it's what? Like the 15-minute mark in the movie? And he's outed as the werewolf? The whole village knows and everything? And then he gets sent to London Town to go into the... He's gonna go in there, and then we have the gypsy attack. The gypsies save him. The gypsies know he's a werewolf. Which, that gets so confusing, too. Like, the one gypsy was right. It's like, you should just let him die. Why are you actively trying to save him? You know? Why? Why are you trying to save him? I don't understand her reasoning. Especially after so many of the gypsies got torn to shreds by the werewolf, who we now know is Papa. We know the dad, like Talbot. And now we also know the inspector's a werewolf now, so that's fucking... Ugh. Not that he wasn't before, but he got bit and he survived. He got bit real good. And then the end of it is just like, to release him, you need to be released by the one you love, and... so she shot him with a silver bullet. How does her shooting him with a silver bullet have any difference than the inspector shooting him with a silver bullet? You know what I mean? Like, there's... Like, what's going on here? Like, this... That movie just... It had too much stuff into it. And too much emphasis, like, did we need the werewolf running through London and everything like that? No. You could have easily kept it there in the countryside the whole time. Did we need the asylum torture and everything like that? No, we didn't need that. It was a fun, like, I fucking called the fact that that doctor was going out the window. Because he's like, him turning into a werewolf is just as likely as me growing wings and flying through that window. And I was like, dude, you just death flagged yourself as getting defenestrated, didn't you? You are absolutely gonna get defenestrated now, aren't you? And yes, he did. Yes, he did. That doctor went right through that window. Oh. Okay, I want to know the Wolf Among Us remaster, if they're going to give him the canine, the full wolf head. Please, for the love of God, get rid of the Bigby werewolf in that, then. If that's what your werewolf form was, my fucking God, please. Maybe we should play the Wolf Among Us. I have it for GOG. I got that on the wish list. I already got the remaster on the wish list. Yeah, I actually figured out who the killer was. So that was good. Yep. So again, they are doing some model changes. They are doing some model work changes for the remaster, which is why I'm hopeful that they'll change the fucking werewolf form, please, for the love of God. Please, for the love of God. Don't let it just be the full Wolfman form, because I hate the Wolfman form. Good. Yeah. She actually her rack gets mentioned in the Fables comics too. But yeah, here's changed, right? See, the original. This is the remastered version, right? They've resculpted her face a little bit more. You know, giving her a little bit more to the hair. Her boobs, a little more presented. I actually like that the stitch work is a little more highlighted. You know what I mean? Yeah. Boobs. 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 Well, you can see, look, they kept her pattern on her sleeve where it's not present in the old one. She's not a werewolf. This is Snow White. This is Snow White. She's not a werewolf. She gets with a werewolf, which makes Renault the Fox be like, hey, you've already gone wild, you've already gone wild on us. Why don't you have a romp with a real noble animal? Like, come on, get a step up on the sophistication ladder. Don't go roughhousing it with a mongrel. And Snow is just like, oh, God. You want Beast to be more like the Disney version? As opposed to the Fables version of Beast? Benny, just stop. Just stop, please. Anyways. Like, which version do you mean as opposed to, right? Make Beast more like the Disney version, as opposed to the one that's in Fables as is, or the one in Telltale? It's in the game. Oh my God, was Beast in? Was Beast in the game? Hold on. I didn't think we ever got to see Beast's form. Holy shit, man. Has it been that fucking long? No? I mean, he is in it, but we don't get to see his true form. Yeah. So that's what I'm finding too. And his is actually what time frame was it? This might still be when he's connected to his wife. Where his wife when his wife is mad at him, he becomes more beast-like. When his wife is happy with him, he's more human-like. That's the methodology for a while until Totenkinder helps remove Frau Totenkinder basically like removes that thing. They're able to edit the curse that he's under. They edit the spell work and curse he's under so that he can fully go his true form when he wants. Which is true form in the comics is this. This is true form in the comics. When he falls out, he's a big boy. He a big boy. He a big boy. Yeah, he's one of the only fables that still has a happily ever after in technicality, right? He's like the only fable that's still that's still together because Snow White and Prince Charming are separated. And then Prince Charming went to Sleeping Beauty, and they've separated now. And then they went to, and then he got together with Cinderella. He's just not been well. Things have just not been well. Man, I want to keep the spoilers to a minimum. So here we go. Fucking no. No, Hansel is one of the worst, most brutal mass murderers ever, and Gretel's dead. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, again, I didn't want to get any of the big spoilers, so I just cut down to here. So this is him in his full wolf form unleashed, and this is Beast in his full form unleashed, and they're about to throw hands with each other. They're about to throw fucking hands. But yeah, no, Hansel is the most notorious serial killer, mass murderer ever. One of the only fables to ever have their rights taken away in Fabletown and literally exiled from Fabletown, which is made up of exiles on the run from the adversary. And then he went right over to the adversary and joined the fucking Empire and became the most infamous inquisitor of the Empire. Like, Hansel's a piece of shit. Hansel is a utter piece of shit. That's fucking debatable. That's debatable. I'm gonna be so. I'm so fucking happy that they're getting rid of the terrible Wolfman form. Oh yeah, no, it doesn't matter about involving other people or not. No, especially not with the current arc. I don't think happy is a thing. I do love who the adversary is though. I do absolutely love who the adversary actually is in the Fables comic. It's such a good fit. No. No, 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 no. Fairy Godmother ain't got shit on who the adversary is. Nope. Ain't Disney. Ain't Disney either. Disney actually gets mentioned in this as like trying to fix the Fables and things like that, or like maybe potentially granting them powers, but nobody knows for sure. No. Do you guys care about spoilers for Fable? I highly recommend reading it. And this is revealed decently early on. It's maybe like issue 35 or something like that where it's revealed. There's 150 issues altogether. 150 issues of Fables. Okay. Going once. Going twice. It has nothing to do with the video game Fable. And going 3 times. Alright. The adversary, the main monster that's invading all the different worlds of all the Fables and casting them out and causing mass executions and everything and bringing the Empire into existence is Geppetto. Geppetto is the adversary. It is so fucking good. Him being the adversary is so fucking good. Yep, the puppet master. He is the adversary. And they try, part of the mystery is trying to figure out who the adversary actually is throughout the whole thing. They're trying to figure out like who the adversary is, who's the adversary, and then it is revealed in a pretty brutal way. But yeah, he's the bad guy. That's what I mean. It works. Especially his road to damnation, his road to hell, it actually makes really good sense. Got that song stuck in my head again. Thanks a lot, Setch. My son, my son. I don't know the song. I do not know the song. I'm trying to get good pictures of Geppetto so you can see, like, how much of a fucking piece of shit this dude is. Oh, that's a good picture. Hang on, this is a good one. Show right beside. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Perfect, that'll work. He is a piece of shit. He is totally fucking ruthless. It's funny because Pinocchio escaped to Fabletown. Pinocchio's with the exiles. He has no idea his Papa is a genuine fucking monster. And that is the Blue Fairy. He basically put her in a coma and is draining her of her vital essence so he can use it for his fetches. He can use it for his basically skinwalkers. It's not a total, like, it's not actually skinwalkers, but that's kind of what he's using it for. right? He carves them, and then he uses the blue fairy's essence to create living things. Like, whoa. Whoa. It is fucking freaky deaky. Yeah, he's not a good man. He not a good man. He a very bad man. No. His intentions were good in the start. He became crooked and cracked later. But no, he did have good intentions in the start, and when he created the first fetch, it made logical sense why he would do it. But that initial creation of intentionally killing someone, admittedly the person was going through dementia, and they were the local count for the county, and they were making the people suffer and everything like that. There were horrible atrocities starting to be committed by the count against his people because he was going mad. He was literally going insane. Nobody could help him. Nobody could stop it. He was literally like, all taxes must be paid in gold statues of me. And then, like, a day later, he'd be like, are you a fool? I only accept taxes in wild animals collected from the four corners of the kingdoms. And they're like, okay, yeah, no, he's fucking lost his rocker. So a conspiracy forms to replace him so that they can finally get somebody who's not going to be destroying the kingdom, who's not going to be making the people suffer. No, I disagree. You can be corrupted into it. And once he replaced the one, other people started getting wind of it because, hey, yeah, we fixed the problem this way and stuff like that. So more people started coming and more conspiracies were growing, and it eventually got to be where he realized, because of what the Blue Fairy had done, because she had changed the spell to make him loyal, he went there. When did stop motion start looking like CGI? I don't know. But yeah, no, he a piece of shit. Also, please, for the love of God, in the remaster of Wolf Among Us, give us the Wolf Among Us 2, full, proper, actual werewolf form. Thank you very much. Yes, this, no to the other. Please. Yeah, I didn't think they wanted that to be his werewolf form. I thought they were still keeping him in between. Because remember, he doesn't just have 4 forms or 5 forms or whatever. No, he has total control and manipulation over his change. Mm-mm. No, she doesn't. Incorrect, Mishima. Incorrect. She actually, she gets called out on it, too, because Bigby has been in love with her for a long, long time. She has not loved him. She just views him as like a necessary evil for the main maintenance of Fabletown. That's what she views him as. What? No, it's not the Wolf Among Us comics. It's literally called Fables. I'm literally reading through Fables now. No, no, no. Okay. That depends on the time frame of when the games take place. Because she gets called out on the fact that it might be after the... there's not a real nice way to say it. It might be after the rape. And it wasn't Bigby's fault that he did it. It wasn't Snow White's fault that it happened. They literally got magically fucked. Bluebeard cast a spell on them. And it like fucked with their mental states real bad. Both of them left Fabletown and were just in the woods. They were just in the woods spending time together. And then Bigby was the first one to wake up from the enchantment, from being ensorcelled. And he realized immediately, because his senses, he could smell so much, he realized immediately that the two of them likely had sex. But he didn't want to say anything to her because he also realized that they were being currently hunted, because the reason Bluebeard did it was to get them away from Fabletown so that Bigby and Snow White could both be killed. Bluebeard was basically taking control, and he was working with Goldilocks to do it. Bigby didn't want to inform it. Eventually, Snow White starts having morning sickness, and she gets pissed off at Bigby because you knew. Right? And he's like, what did you want me to do? Did you want me to freak out and tell you that we had sex and then get you all worried about that situation while we were being hunted? I didn't know you were going to be pregnant from it. He's like, trust me. Like, wasn't a great situation all the way around. I didn't like not having control of anything or not knowing anything for 3 solid fucking days. But that also kind of hinted towards the fact that she likely had an attraction to him, but she didn't want to admit it because, again, her own sister Rose Red calls her out on it. So does Colin, one of the 3 little pigs. I don't want to explain how Colin is talking to him because by this point in the story, anyways, Colin is talking to her and they call her out. And like, you still think happily ever after has to be a prince or some ruggedly handsome man sweeps you away and keeps all the darkness away, right? And you don't want to admit that perhaps your happily ever after is not in the form of a knight in shining armor, but of a wolf in sheep's clothing. She gets straight up called out on it. And she does eventually admit that, no, like, she absolutely, like, she does actually have feelings for Bigby. And she does genuinely care about him. And she knows that he basically worships the ground she walks on, but because he kind of had to admit to her out in the forest everything that happened. Like, that it was the only reason Bigby is not working for the Empire, or really just being the lone catastrophic disaster at all times, the only reason he is not in the homelands is because he came and he found an encampment, a slave encampment of the Empire, where Rose Red and Snow White were being housed. and he smelled Snow White, and it was the first time, like, he's like, I can smell everything. If that's why he chain smokes all the time, because he's trying to deaden the sense. He's trying to, like, overwhelm his senses with ash and smoke and stuff like that. Because when he isn't smoking, he can smell people inside the, like, buildings a block away, and what they're doing, what they're wearing, what perfume they have, cologne they have. Are they sweating? Did they shit themselves? Like, that's a block away in another building. So he is not in a pleasant state of mind most of the time when he's not, like, just drowning himself in cigarette ash. But he found Snow White and Rose Red, and he could smell Snow White, and it's like in his brain. In his brain, he just, like, everything about her fascinated him at that point on. And that's the only reason why he escaped from the homelands with her and with Rose Red, and the only reason why he is, like, the poster child for the amnesty thing, because he is the big bad wolf, 100%. So again, it depends on what time. When does The Wolf Among Us take place? Because, yeah, I need to know when they actually take place. Okay, so it says it's in 1986. Okay. No. Long past World War II. That's not when Fable's comics start. Welcome to the Fables reading order. Oh God, no. No. I don't want the reading order. Hold on. I've gotta figure out. All right. I know. I wanted a convenient timeline. Okay, it is set in the early 2000s. All right, so yeah, so The Wolf Among Us 2 is The Wolf Among Us 1 is before. That doesn't make any sense then. Snow White would not have romantic feelings for Bigby at that point, and that also does confirm that Beast isn't in control of his transformation yet, because it isn't until the Fables comics later, when Totenkinder fixes it, that Beast can control his transformation. Oh, Bluebeard's alive in this one too. So, yeah. All right, I just saw something. So here's the trailer for Wolf Among Us 2.
Homicide. 6 total so far. Each case, husband and wife found. Shredded. People are dying. Some...
Alright, 13th floor, those are all the wizards and witches, and, you know, those are the sorcerers in Fabletown.
Monster is out there. Word around the precinct is... you're the guy to call.
Fiercely lion, cowardly lion.
Bigby.
Sheriff?
I'll have your job.
Yeah, so Bluebeard's still alive, so this is before the attempted communist revolution. I shit you not, by the way, that is actually a storyline, and the Fables put all of the commie leaders to the chopping block, except for Goldilocks. She escapes, and then works with Bluebeard, and then that's when Bluebeard and Goldilocks get killed later. No, he's not a commie. Bluebeard specifically is not a commie. He's a power-mad tyrant. He wants dictatorship control. He's working with the commie. The true leader of the commies is Goldilocks. Like, espousing the total, like, bring down the bourgeoisie, the proletariat will rise sort of thing. Yeah, Bluebeard's not. He's just a power-hungry piece of shit. Yeah, he just wants power. So if he's banging Goldilocks, yeah. Yep, basically Bluebeard saw a bunch of useful idiots. Not during the revolution itself, because that got thwarted quite handily, but later, because he wanted to take down Bigby and Snow White. He needed those two gone.
Within the week.
Are you living under a rock?
Hi, Totenkinder.
You're a raging dumpster fire
Yeah, so Colin is still alive, so there you go.
of a person.
You're the reason I'm here.
She's a detective.
Ready to get to work?
Alright. You ready to get to work? I'm ready. Yeah, we should play... when is the remaster coming out? Because I kind of want to give it the best chance possible and hope to God that they change his fucking werewolf form. Again, it's hard to describe, because when I say werewolf form, he has control over everything, right? Oh, your fairy tale doesn't dictate anything. It doesn't mean anything. Like, again, Goldilocks is a communist revolutionary, for God's sakes. The three little pigs are also leadership in the communist revolution, except for Colin. Colin is he's kind of like lackadaisical, but we'll get into that. Yeah, your fairy tale essentially only dictated what powers and capabilities you have, right? Like, you were not... Your disposition didn't matter, especially after the homelands were taken. It's why there's no happily ever after. Like, again, Snow White and Prince Charming didn't stay together. It turns out Prince Charming he's only good at the chase, and once he has his ambition, like, once he gets his teeth in his ambition, it starts to sour. And he loses the drive. No. Your power does not get updated. No, that's not what happens. Like, again, Totenkinder specifically points out that it's not as clear-cut as the Fables continuing the thing. The only thing they know for sure is that the more people that know of your fable, the more resilient you are. The more you'll endure, the longer you'll last. But as Totenkinder points out, like, Totenkinder's probably the most powerful witch in existence, even beating Baba Yaga, but nobody knows who her name is. Nobody knows her fable all that well. They did well. They know the fable, but they don't know who the witch is in the fable. So she's like, there's part of it is true that your fable's popularity increases the enduring nature of your physical capability, your physical form. But it's not the be-all, end-all. They don't know specifically how it all works. No, not at all. Not at all. Those things already exist in their own universes, in their own world and settings. That's the part of fables. Like, there's the fable lands for the European myths and legends, for the American myths and legends, for the Asian myths and legends, for the Indian myths and legends, for the Arabian. Like, they're all over the place. They're all their own separate worlds. The Mondays, the mundane world, is just where they kind of converge. And for whatever reason, the Mondays, like, the popularity of the fable dictates the, like I said, the endurance of the fable character themselves. Which is why Bigby Wolf is basically damn near unstoppable. Because he represents basically all the wolves. He is all of them and all the fables. He is the wolf in Red Riding Hood. He is the wolf in the Three Little Pigs. He is the wolves of everything. But it's also where he's also representative of the wolves in A Jungle Book, which a lot of people don't know because they only know the Disney version. But a lot of people don't know that in The Jungle Book, the first thing... No, Totenkinder is entirely accurate. I'll explain why. That's entirely accurate. But anyways, in Jungle Book, Mowgli is taken by the Panther. Oh my god, I can't say his name. The Panther takes Mowgli, and he can't keep him safe. So he takes him to the wolf pack, and the wolves are like, what do you want us to do? We'll fucking eat him or something? And they're like, no. And so the puma runs off, or the panther runs off and kills a Bagheera. Thank you, Bagheera. He runs off and he kills a cow, and he brings it over so the wolves may eat, and this is his payment to the wolves. This is his payment to the wolves so that they will take Mowgli in. Mowgli is raised from childhood by wolves. The wolves are what teach him of the brotherhood of the wolf. They teach him of the ways of nature. They teach him how to fight, how to hunt, how to track, how to survive. Again, and that is part of Bigby as well. And Bigby is literally called the God of Wolves in the fable setting. Like, later on, the fables don't realize it, but no, later on, when you realize just how fucking powerful Bigby actually is, he genuinely is the God of Wolves. He is the embodiment of the wolf itself. That part is actually funny, though, when Mowgli... Because a lot of the wolves in the mundane world are like, how the fuck are you speaking our language? Like, you speak as if you're a brother, but you are not. You are a hairless ape. You are not one of the wolves. And then Mowgli then has to challenge the leader of the pack to basically gain acceptance in. And that usually means killing said leader of the pack. Hang on. We get to... It's probably closer towards this part. Oh yeah, that's the betrayal. Yep, that's when he's going on, when Mowgli's given his quest to go look for Big B. So, Those are the Arabian Nights. Yeah. Again, bit spoilery, but yeah, he is, Bigby Wolf is incredibly powerful. Incredibly. It is funny, though, later on when, yeah, well, here's the chapter. So it's 48 and 49, I think? Yeah, 48 and 49. 48 is wolves, and then 49 is when we all lived in the forest. And it's Mowgli basically trying to hunt down Bigby. He's trying to find him, and he manages to talk to the wolves, and they're like, how the fuck do you know our language? And he explains, like, I was with this wolf pack and stuff. And they're like, no, you're a manling. Yeah, and then here you can see just how fucking big Bigby really, really is. Like, whew. Have you come to reveal great secrets to us, God of Wolves? Nothing you don't already know. Support the pack, guard your territory, steer clear of man. The bigger. He's dwarfing the buffalo, for God's sakes. He's dwarfing the buffalo, for God's sakes. He's bigger. He's even bigger. Look at him here jumping. He's huge. He's even bigger. Bigger. Yeah, Bigby actually gets caught by a Mundy reporter who is like an investigative journalist who is looking into this weird street in New York City. He's looking into it, and Bigby has moments where he's just like, I can't stand being a human all the time. In fact, if I had my way, I'd be a wolf all the time. Because he likes being a wolf more. Eat buffalo, it's tasty. But yeah, he would go into Central Park every now and then and change into his wolf form and just run around and like just enjoy himself for a bit. And the investigative journalist figures it out. Like, the investigative journalist catches him changing, and I shit you not, he ascribes them to, I have proof that you're vampires. Because changing into beast form is a vampiric thing. I know, I read Anne Rice. And so Bigby, like, has to go to the Fable Town. They're like, we gotta deal with this fucking journalist. And like, he really thinks we're vampires? Apparently so. And he's like, oh, for fuck's sakes. For fuck's sakes. Oh. No, I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding. The second investigative journalist is being smarter about it. The first one had a little too much pride, which is why he confronted Bigby Wolf. And he's like, okay, first off, how do you know my name is Bigby Wolf? He's like, oh, I know everything about you. We got a gatekeeper retard. Basically, yeah, they don't want the Mundys to figure out who they are. There may be great benefits to it. There's also great risks. Dude, look, Mishima, we are not talking about stuff like he's not the greatest, smartest man in the world. In fact, Bigby points out the fact, like, you could have literally just published this, but you had to, from your own ego, from your own arrogance, your own pride, you had to just let us know, hey, I know your secret. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nod, nod. You had to. You could have just taken it to publication, right? And we wouldn't have been able to do a damn thing about it. But no, you told us. You flaunted it in our face. You are fucked. Bluebeard, though, doesn't like the non-violent way that Bigby... Well, non-violent. In the non-death way that Bigby handled it, Bigby basically played into his fears and bit him in the neck. Left the two canine fangs in his neck, so he was bleeding. He's like, we've got a bit of your blood, and if you know so much about vampires, you know what that means. We can control you now. We can find you wherever we want. We can do all this stuff. So when we say jump, you say how high. No, all the stuff exists. All the Disney fairy tales exist. Everything exists. All of the books, everything. Because it's the contemporary world where they're like, okay, the Mundies here are like futzing with things. And that's how they know. Like I said before, there is some truth to the fact the more popular you are in the Mundies, by the Mundies, aka the mundane people, the more enduring you are. The more endurance and physicality you have. And remember, because Bigby is everything, he's basically representative of all wolves and everything. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? He has all of those kind of like aspects within himself, and he is fucking nigh unstoppable. You can put him down, but even Totenkinder was like, I got shoved into an oven and burned to ash, and I eventually reformed. And people don't know who I actually am. They don't know Totenkinder. And yes, by the way, that is her name. It is very appropriate. Anti-Boy Scout goes like, I hope she has a nickname. No, that is her name. It is very appropriate. She is the witch from Hansel and Gretel. She doesn't need blood or anything like that. She needs the death of children to like carry on and empower herself. So you might be wondering, okay, well, how do you deal with the communist revolution? You chopped off their heads, right? Chopped off their heads. How do you deal with them? You throw them in the witching well. The witching well is a place of pure death. Nothing can survive in the witching well. There's an asterisk there, but we'll explain. That gets explained later. Nothing can survive in the witching well. Nothing at all. So when Fabletown has to carry out executions or anything, they throw the bodies in there. You figured it out, Anti-Boy Scout. 100%, yes. You figured it out. She decided that she wanted a more legal way to power her spells. So she is actually in control of the Planned Parenthoods and abortion clinics and stuff like that. That is 100% an actual thing. And Beast doesn't like it because he figures it out and he's like, I hate it. No, I wouldn't call it humane. And even Totenkinder's like, it's not pretty. It's still a horrible thing, but my spells help keep Fabletown safe and secure. Okay? So, unfortunately, Beast, you're going to have to fucking deal with it and bury that secret deep within you. Bigby already knew. Bigby already figured it out. Bigby and Totenkinder have a adversarial relationship with one another, but they know each other, like, you know what I mean? They have that, they'll butt heads all the time, but there's a mutual respect between them. Like, Totenkinder is very much on Team Bigby, and Bigby is very much on Team Totenkinder. Oh, you don't even need to bury him deep. Even jumping into the wishing well, like, the moment you cross the threshold of the wishing well, it starts, like, vaporizing and evaporating and, like, rots them down instantly. So as they're, like, going through, it's just, like, all the way up the body until it passes the full threshold. And then it's just bones that fall apart and in. It is... It gross. It gross. We get to see what happens with the doorman when he goes in. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. The big bad wolf. We get to see what the bottom of the witching well looks like, by the way. We get to see what it looks like. It is not a... yeah, it's a place of damnation, for sure. It is not a happy, pleasing place. Oh, hang on, it was this one. Let's see if there's a good one of it. Oh, it gives so many spoilers, though. Now, the Fables in Fabletown don't actually know. They don't actually know what's at the bottom of the witching well because physically nobody can go down there and investigate or anything. They don't realize that the place is... of course. They don't realize that the place is actually pretty fucking horrible. They don't realize that the place is actually quite awful. But yes, that is Lancelot, by the way. 100%. From the Round Table and everything. It is a place of unending. It's just this unending wasteland. That's all it is. And you are here, you cannot die, you don't experience hunger or pain or anything, but you're there, stuck, forever, and ever, and ever. Yep, That is actually part of the Fables, too. This is Lancelot having his redemption, right? Like, they talk about... he talks about how his king forgave him, but Lancelot could never forgive himself. So, he was the forsworn knight. He hung himself in his armor, and then he realized, as he told... he's like, if you ever decide to kill yourself, don't do it in your armor. I was so distraught and ready for death that I didn't think anything through. I wanted my armor and everything to go with me. The tarnished nature of, like, I should be an enduring symbol. I didn't realize that I wasn't going to die from asphyxiation and everything like that until after I was swinging back and forth and stuck. And so he's like, I died from the elements, exposure, dehydration, starvation. Like, oh god. Oh god. He did not go quietly nor comfortably. Yep. So the rope didn't get around his neck. The rope was around the neck of the armor, not his. So, yeah, he was swinging there from the tree for days. Days. And then he didn't have the strength to actually even try to raise his arms up to get the rope or anything. No, he was there for days in that armor. Yeah, in this he's going through his redemption. Like, this is his chance to redeem himself, to help bring down the adversary, to start the domino, the break in the Berlin Wall, basically, to crack the wall of the Empire. This is part of his redemption arc. How many worlds can you save? God, that thing is stuck. That little phrase is stuck in my head so much. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? The big bad wolf. The big bad wolf. Mm-mm. By the way, that is infinite. Like, the witching well can take an infinite amount of stuff. All right. Right. So, what I'm thinking is, I will wait, and we will do the remaster of Wolf Among Us when it comes out. And I hope they change the werewolf form to be more like the comics than I thought they were just still doing the in-between. Because like I said, he doesn't have like things where he goes like, ka-chunk, I'm wolf form. Ka-chunk, I'm werewolf form. Ka-chunk, I'm Bigby human form. He doesn't have it like that. He can manipulate it all the way through. Which is why he has the one werewolf form that's total, pure, unbridled intimidation and like I'm gonna rip you in half now. And then he has the werewolf form that's about speed, sleek, quick. It's got to be efficient. He's in a fight. He's in a fight against an adversary that needs his full and total attention. So he's no longer about pure, like, overwhelming intimidation and size and mass. He needs speed. What's really funny is there's two locations. There's Fabletown itself, and then there's the farm. And the second investigative journalist who is looking into it, because the first one got executed in Central Park by Bluebeard. The second investigative journalist that's looking into it he misunderstands what the farm means, and he believes that like it's a euphemism for death, because your dog, we sent him up to the farm up north, which is where the farm is located. It's north. But it's funny because it's a natural. You understand why he has that misconception, and he's like, if these things called fables are literally sending their own to die at the farm, like, correct. Guessing the farm is Animal Farm. Correct. Any fable that cannot pass as a human, that is an exile, has to stay on the farm. The farm has a ton of magical wards on it and everything like that. But yeah, it's where the 3 blind mice are. It's where the 3 little pigs are. It's where Shah Khan is and Bog the Panther. It's where Old King is from Jungle Book. Though I don't know where Ka is. But yeah, anyways, it's where they all are. It's where Chicken Little is. It's where No. Most of them understand why. The only one that keeps escaping the farm is Colin. He's one of the 3 little pigs. Colin keeps escaping because, as he says himself, I'm a city pig, damn it. And everyone, Bigby's like, he actually will crash at Bigby's apartment all the time when he escapes the farm. He'll come into Bigby's apartment and just like lounge around and stuff like that. And Bigby's like, you gotta stop escaping the farm, and I'm gonna stop putting you up for rent. I'm gonna stop putting board up for you. He's like, come on, Bigby. You think when you blow a guy's house down, you would owe him a favor or two. No, he's not. He's the one that used straw. Colin is the straw pig. But it actually makes him more, like, in the Fable setting, he's more charming. Yes, he is the lazy one. 100%. Colin is constant. When you see Colin throughout Fables, he's constantly, like, sleeping somewhere or stealing some food to eat. Like, he's the lazy one. This works out in his favor, though, in a twisted, roundabout way. He is actually spared this. He works for the communist revolution, but he's so lazy that he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to actually do it, and he actually likes the Fables too much in Fabletown to want to help the Animal Farm overthrow them. So yeah. No. It's very tricksy how the Reformation actually works. And that's also why they use the witching well, because obviously if they can reform and you kill the communist leaders, and like they're going to reform eventually anyways, and then you haven't done anything but delay the inevitable. So that's what the witching well comes in. They throw the bodies in the witching well. They physically cannot reform. The witching well puts a stop to all that nonsense. It is finality. Colin gets executed by the communists, though, and they literally put his head on a spike and put it right in front of Snow White and Rose Red. Rose Red figures out immediately, like, oh, and Rose Red joins the communists, but as gets pointed out by later after the communists are overthrown, it's like, Rose Red was always loyal to Fabletown. And Snow White's like, what the fuck do you mean my sister was always loyal? That backstabbing, two-faced piece of shit. I got shot in the head by a sniper because of Rose Red. It's like, Rose Red literally saved your fucking life. She read the room immediately and correctly deduced that the communists were going to target the two of you next. They do not take one of their own, behead them, and put their head on a fucking spike in front of you, in front of your room, your window, looking out into the plaza of the farm, if you are not directly meant to get the message. So Rose Red joined the communists on the condition that they keep Snow White alive until they can have a formal tribunal against her. And so the communists agree. They keep her alive. She gets locked away with Mr. Smith, who locks her with his own manacles and everything like that. And dude, the loophole he gets is fucking fantastic. I love the fact that they show that Snow White is kind of ditzy. Like, she's great at government work and great at paperwork and things like that when there's some kind of order or structure. When she needs to start thinking outside the box or, like, critical thinking quickly, she fumbles and falls apart. No, they are not, in fact, Mishima. In fact, Goldilocks tries to go back on her word immediately after they capture Snow White, and it is only through the quick thinking of Rose Red throwing a fit and Mr. Smith shackling her instantaneously that she capitulates to, alright, fine, she can be under the same shackles as Mr. White is. No, they didn't hold a tribunal. No. You misunderstood me. They want to hold a tribunal after the revolution and they've killed a bunch of the other fables and everything. And Goldilocks even admits we don't have time for a show trial right now. A show trial. Literally, they wanted to make it a pomp circumstance, a show trial. We don't have time for a show trial right now. We're just going to kill Snow White immediately. And then Rose Red throws a fit. Mr. Smith then saves her life by suggesting she could be imprisoned here as well. It's not a post-mortem. Oh my god, Mishima, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not post-mortem. She said, do not kill my sister, Snow White, until at least we've had a proper tribunal. Goldilocks agrees to it. Goldilocks then tries, like all communists do, to betray and backstab and go back on her word, and tries to kill Snow White immediately once they capture her finally. Rose Red throws a fit. Goldilocks tries to justify it with, we don't have time for a show trial right now. And Snow White is saved by the quick thinking of Rose Red throwing a fit and of Mr. Smith locking her up in chains. It is not a post-mortem tribunal. It is not a, like, it's not, they're not honorable or anything, no. Trust me, they are shown to be just as violent, aggressive, authoritarian, like, non-empathetic monsters as all communists are in real life. They don't get special treatment because they're fables. No, they are treated the exact way that communists are always present. They are violent extremists. They are terrible people. There is no good from them. The best communist you can be is a useful moron that is being paraded around because you're too much of a coward to stand up to the tyrants. That's the best case scenario, which is what happens with Bagra and Old King and stuff like that. They were basically too weak to resist the coming tide. So they get spared. They get spared, like the executions and everything. They get a choice of, like, alright, so to pay penance back to the Fables community, hard labor or imprisonment. Which one do you want? And Bagra, being a panther, he chooses imprisonment. He's the only one that gets imprisoned. All the rest of them choose hard labor. And when Mowgli questions Bagra, like, first off, why'd you go along with it? Well, it's because, you know, I couldn't stand up against the everything like that. And he's like, okay, so you're being a coward. But secondly, why'd you pick imprisonment? He's like, look at me. I am a sultan, okay? I do not do labor. No, he didn't get both. He just got imprisonment. And to be fair, because he wasn't like trying to do rah 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 or preach from his cell like the virtues of the revolution and everything like that. Like, people knew he was just being cowardly. He didn't want to go against what he thought was the new power on the rise. No, this was an American comic. This is an American comic. That makes more sense. Yeah. Yep, the Internet Archive has the Fables comics. Not all of them, because there's the stuff that the after the like after ever after sort of thing. But yeah. Like I said, I'm looking forward to Wolf Among Us 2. I'm looking forward to the remaster. I'll clearly have to pay close attention. Hang on. There's a thing of a bunch of huskies. Hold on. A bunch of huskies. A bunch of huskies. As one of the people in Rags' Discord said, the fact that they're all just going like whoa, and they're not like actually screeching, it means that all of these huskies are incredibly well trained. This is what well trained huskies are like. Though it looks like it's not just huskies. I think that's just a full on wolf dog. So I think it's a combination of all of them. Yeah, that's a wolf dog. That looks like a wolf dog. There's another one that he looks at when he goes around the corner. Oh, I can see it there in that corner right there. Yeah, when he looks around the corner, there's another one that's... Yeah. Another wolf doggy. I don't see any pure wolves. Yeah. Those are incredibly well-trained huskies. Huskies are infamous for being rambunctious and loud. Fucking adorable. Oh. Alright. There's another meme I have. It's a small one, but I think it's funny. Hang on. Should be down there at the bottom, right? Oh. Okay. Let's make this full size. Over here, alright. Oh! This is a gun advertisement, chat. It's a gun advertisement for Kel-Tec USA. Unironically, yes, this is an actual Kel-Tec advertisement. An actual, honest to God, Kel-Tec advertisement. Cocaine. Well, for whatever reason, Kel-Tec just, like, expect the unexpected. And that was, like, their advertisement. And everyone was like, what? 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 Oh, yeah, here's another one. Okay. Oh, I can't show it. Because it's a fucking Instagram video. Fucking bastard bitch. Yeah. So here, just to show that it is actually a real, true, official Kel-Tec ad. Like, it is actually a Kel-Tec ad. From a couple days ago. Like... Hold on a second. Meanwhile, at Kel-Tec. 100,000%. Holy shit. Holy shit, that is so fucking true. Meanwhile, meanwhile at Kel-Tec. God, though, please, yes, this in the remake, reading the remaster. Yes, this, 100% this. Yes. Yes. You don't understand. My deviantness requires it. That is a fine wolf. Speaking of, Dimitri is hard at work. And we have the first concept, the first initial pass of what the Vargur looks like. So we have the Ulfer. Here I'm going to show you as well. So this is the Ulfer. Well, it's starting to get shading and everything like that. So just the normal Whoop. Going for the Whoop form. Again, it's kind of tricksy to imagine. I had to send Dimitri a lot of anatomical things and breakdowns to be like I had to send him a lot of anatomical breakdowns and things like that because you so badly want to think about elbows, like not realizing that this is the elbow, right? And I mean, this is the elbow. It's so hard not to want to do it the other way. But good news is, because that's where the Vargur comes in. This is the initial starting of the Varger form, what it looks like. Again, it's actually got more arms for it, more of a presentable chest and everything, and you can see it actually has hands. It is why it's called the Nightmare Wolf. Because it is wolf-like, but it's obviously different. Obviously very different. It can arch back up on its hind paws, but it's not very stable. But it can actually, like, stand upright for a brief bit and manipulate things with its hands. But no, this is basically big. It's not just like, you don't just have little wolf and then bigger wolf. No. This is the transition between the forms, right? And you are changing into... Right? You go from wolf to Varger into full-on Wolvarine, the true form. So this is the in-between of the two. And then, of course, because he's a Domari, he has the Sword of Judgment with him. Domari get the sword. Guthi get the crescent sickle. The Speya get the daggers of the new moon. The Wrecker get the full moon shield. And the Elder Skald get 2 weapons because Mani likes playing favorites. The Elder Skald get the Shadow Sting bow, which eventually will, through their effort and training, can be changed into Strithelfur's war bow. And they get the Axe of Moon's Light, which again, through Strithelfur's training, they get the Skull Splitter Axe. That's always the funny joke of like can you take a werewolf? And yes, no, and like 90% of them were like yes in a fight, right? And 90% of the answers were no. Not in a fight, no. But I can take a werewolf. In a fight, right? No. Yeah, you know what? I'll get the other 2, because then we'll just go all the way through to the other side as well. Though I don't have the shaded versions. Dimitri hasn't shown the shaded versions of the Mother yet. He hasn't given me the full thing of the Mother yet either. Yeah, so we'll start. Start here. Yeah, so the Ulfer, the Varger, the Wolvarine true form, the Ulfhetner, the Beastly Man, and down to the Mather, which is just the humanoid form, right? Again, I don't have the full, like, where he started doing shading and stuff like that yet for the Mather. But yeah, we're getting there. All these are going to be put together in one thing to kind of show, like, the different arcs between. And we'll go from there. Yeah, the Rosentian Rangers, because of the Crusher cap they wear, the 8-pointed cap. And they have the Rose Petal badge to showcase law enforcement. Again, there's another Rose Petal badge that's up here. Like with old police uniforms, they have the shield on their chest and they have the shield on their hat. We're getting there. We are getting there. I wonder, I might make one change to... Nah. He's a little squished. Nah, meh. Yeah, we're getting there, though. We're getting there. Oh, boy. I can't wait. I cannot wait. He should come out looking good. Alright, I'm going to get myself some lunch. Be right back a momento, chat. I'm hungry. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Back. Bye, Mishima. Bye. All right. So, let's see what we got here. There is a demo. We'll play real quick. Or I'll try, I should say. Grass chopper. Ooh. I made myself some egg salad sandwiches, potato salad sandwiches, technically. So nice, so tasty. Diagrams, your hits cause grass to drop double the seeds. Ooh. All right. Oh my god. It's like some virulent. Oh my god, it came back. I can see why it's an incremental game. I can see why it's an incremental game for sure. Ten coins for 10 green seeds. You already got the coins, why not buy something? Check in the small hut, okay? Okay. Okay. Buy a carrot or something. Play more skills, right? Your job's done. Have a nice life. Oh. Famish. Oh. Oh. Oh, I got a feather. Don't chop me now. Having such a good time. I'm cutting the grass. Don't chop me now. Huh? What's this? I don't. More coins and seeds for sure. Grass, give them to me. Selling for you pretty fast. The rarer the item, the more coins I can fetch for it. Lets you carry more resources before returning home, making your runs more profitable. Okay. No. Oh, we're starting to cut fast enough that I can't eat my sandwiches no more. Okay. Oh, chat. This is just a pretty good, like thing. I've seen that there's a boss. I've seen that there's boss fights and stuff like that in here. So that'll be interesting. That's nice and relaxing thus far. Oh. $480. Put the 40 thing first. I agree. Alright, come on back. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Okay. Tasty, toasty. Okay. So yeah, we'll go this way next. You're taking too long. Die. What's this? Oh. Those are antioxidant plants. I had to chop the grass literally by me. But going all the way to the thick grass is getting genuinely dangerous for you. Yes, you'll find more gold, more seeds, and pricier items in there. You can't breathe there, and that little oxygen tank on your back won't last. No, but it's way too expensive. Just call it a day? I guess not. Sin City's cold and empty. No rounds around to judge me. Can see clearly when I'm gone. I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the light. Oh. Okay, 750. Woofda. $1,875. Good lord. Yeah, I took a risk on that one. I was gambaing real good. Oh my goodness, chat. I'll let some of that regrow a bit. Let it regrow. Can buzzsaw more of it down. Man, chat, I tell you what. I am looking forward to seeing more of it, like when Dimitri gets close towards where we can start like putting in all the information and things like that in, like making it look like somebody's keeping a journal notation of all the stuff. I was risking it big time on that one. That's how you pay your bills. Yep. Oh my goodness sakes. Hi. This blue raz lemonade is good. These sour strips. Just nice. And they're actually sour candies, which is really, really good. Most sour candies just aren't. They're like, I don't know what's a good way to describe them. Most sour candies are just kind of like maybe a hint of like they're supposed to be a little sour. But for the vast majority of it, for the most part, they just No, these things are genuinely sour. I'll leave that patch on your tongue and just like, woo! Good kick in the pants. Do that so we can get through stuff quicker. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. 1,000, 3,000. We have pretty decent movement speed though. Like, it'll be nice to get an increase further. Yeah. And I know, like I said, I know there's bosses and like things like that in this, so that'll be interesting. Evermore damage. Blue feathers. go. Add another inventory slot. Oh. Oh. We're gonna start getting like lawnmower and things like that? Hmm. Woofda! 2,500. Okay. Go, 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 go. Yep, slowly. Slowly but surely. We're pushing the grass back. We choose to do these things not because it is easy, but because it is hard. That had a green glow to it, whatever came out of the grass there. Ugh! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Woo! Mercy. It's an incremental game, that's for sure. I mean, this is the way incremental games are. Ain't much, but it's honest work. Why don't you do half honest work like the rest of us? Half pave a driveway and run off. And now I'm getting, what is it, 4 stocks at once? Okay. So 3,000 gives us our next upgrade for the air tank. Yep. My uncle, I had him look at my legs again. He thinks it could be not just not just that I'm missing magnesium, but it could also be electrolyte imbalance. I did the damage instead of the thing. That's okay. Damage works too. Damage is fine. But I needed the oxygen upgrade more. That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We'll get there. That'll be our next one, the oxygen one. I accidentally clicked on the damage one first. Yeah, we're getting there. Oh my god! Really were pushing me back, weren't they? Oh no, get the fuck out of the grass. Oh, I think I'm in trouble here. Oh. Oh. What do we got here? Blue feather. Bluebird? Okay. I need to get 6,000 of this, and then we can see what this is. Yeah, next upgrade to our oxygen tank. This grass here just regrows so fucking fast. Close jar. Are those bugs? Okay. 6,000 is what we need. I guess, hang on, wait. I can get 1,000 for the crit upgrade, right? Yeah. Go. Oh. Yeah. Bugs. I hate bugs. Yeah, we need 6,000 to upgrade our damage. And maybe, I wonder if we can unlock different, like, tools. Yep, the grass is growing back real fast now. That looks suspicious. That looks like a face. Alright, that's it. That's it. Run. Run, run. Reached the grass wall, huh? Well, you've gone further than anyone else in this village. Of course, no one ever had a reason to go this far, but I guess you do. Just be careful of this thing. The story says it sort of makes the grass grow. Up 6,000. 6,000. So the next one should get us that. Whew. I got 6K already, and then what we get, whatever we get left over. Golden orb. 250. Phew. That's nice. Bam. $7,000 there for more oxygen. Come on, crits, baby. Come on, crits. I get some moolah. Yep. Okay. 650. How far back is he gonna push me? Look how far back it pushed us. What? It has a health bar. Kind of want to get this upgrade or this upgrade. Yeah. More oxygen and more move speed would be great. Oh my god, I think I fucked it up for this time. Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo! By the skin of my toofs. By the skin of my toofs. Woo! I was very close. Very close. Oh, I show you, the meter was down to like here. I was very close. Come for you, son of a bitch. Ooh! Bum, 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 bum. More oxygen. This is an interesting one. So this connects somehow. I'm curious what it might branch off of. Oh, yep, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen the multiple levels of Mecha Chameleon players. The level 4 one was the one where he was blending into the Mona Lisa. I was like, oh my god. Oh! You bastard. I'm alive! Who's that scream? Angry, didn't you? Well, can't go back now. Finish the job and come back to me. Oh yeah, he pissed. He pissed. Nope, not off of this one, apparently. I'm gonna try it off of this one, 7,500. Curious what this oxygen upgrade will be. Maybe replenish more from the stocks? Okay. Playing it smarter this time, playing it smarter. Okay. I got 2 charges. Hey, I don't have to worry about an oxygen in this area no more. Technique that makes your charges recharge a little faster. Well, okay, maybe, potential, right? Right? You can plant seeds in it to find more goods. Oh? Okay. Oh, thorny and spiky. $10,000 to unlock. Oh, that's ominous. Aha! Right, what if we, like, what do we have to get around behind it? These are cheeky. This is a cheeky new mechanic, isn't it? Oh my god! See how fast we lose oxygen in that? Holy shit. This would be instant death if we were anything else. Oh my god. It's actually regrowing. We're close to whatever it is, and it's regrowing at the... just barely slower than I'm digging it out. Oh my god. And then here's where the oxygen's gonna be fucked, right? I would assume so. Answer is yes, by the way. Alright, fine. 10,000 to unlock. Yes, it's me. Okay. Well, you're heading this way and thought to myself, no way he's going to stop here. That means more items, and I wouldn't want you selling them to anyone else, now would I? Feel free to drop your stuff here. You don't want to run all the way back. Also, keep buying those knowledge nodes you love so much. This is giving me back my coins. Now go ahead. I assume you're still got chopping to do. Are there golden birds? Actually went and rebuilt it. Knew you'd come around. Funny, isn't it? You chopped down every blade of grass in sight, now you're paying to grow back. Well, I guess you wouldn't want to sell your seeds from now on. I'll put them in this box next to the shop. Don't worry, drop them in there and they'll be ready to plant in the farm. Farm grass is worth more than the wild stuff, like I told you, and you still find things in it. Most of which finds its way right back to my shop, funny that. Anyways, try to look for better seeds. Maybe you'll find some out in the frontier. There's always weird things dropping from the grass. Okay. Blade stuck in the stone over there? Have a feeling it'll help with the weirder grass you'll find next. Big creepy scarecrows, if you can believe it. If we shape it into a boomerang, you can use it as much as you want. I'll do it first if I were you, but you know I'm not. If I want to make something move, I throw money on it. Maybe try it with stone. What's that in your bag? Sulfur seeds. I'm busy. How they grow, then you can crossbreed your own right here in the farm. Crossbreed? Oh, hang on, let me get this. Boomerang! Okay, cool. Now I don't have to try to dig those scarecrows out. I can throw the boomerang at them. Boomerang! 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 Ah! Grass is trying to eat me! Grass is greener on the other side. They were beating around the bush here. Yep. I think we're only beating around the bush. I missed the scarecrow. It's in here somewhere. It's in here. By crikey, I got it! Like, by cracky, I know you're in here. Got it. Yeah. It's trying to grow in me. It's trying to grow in me. That's a scarecrow. Whole pile of them. Drop your green seeds in the seed box, then check the farmhouse to combine them into the better ones. 10 greens make one. Hardly seems fair, but who am I to judge? Our grass from seeds is worth more than frontier grass. For now, at least. Better make use of that. Oh, that's the boomerang from it. Damn, I was hoping it was something more interesting. $7,500 damage. Let's take a look at our grass over here, shall we? A watch. Hybridize them all. Hybridize everything. Hybridize everything. Everything. Alrighty. Back into the rows we go. Woo! Oh, you little punk. Trying to suffocate me. Trying to suffocate me. What a bunch of bastards. Like, nah, he don't need no breath. He don't need no breathing. No breathing no more. No, sorry. Oh. I'm a little bummed out now. I have finished watching all of Kusunoki Garden of the Gods. Hopefully there's another season. It's not the greatest anime of all time, but it's nice and chill. And don't get me wrong, there are steak stuff in it, but yeah. Just give a good old weapon to that boy while he works the fields. Okay, let's see. $15,000. Holy fuck monkeys. More frequent sighting of golden grass. Gotcha. Yeah, 7,500. Let's focus on getting that. Deposit all the seeds we got from there. Oh. So I gotta get you maxed out, eh? 10,050. All right. Just go ahead and give me all that. Thank you. I got more damage. This is a good thing because this grass grows pretty fucking thick. Maybe I need me a wood chipper. Go through the grass with the wood chipper, just have it turned on, just or give me a hedge trimmer or a lawnmower or something. I missed. Bong, bong. Bing pong, bing pong. Ping pong, ding dong. Ah! Get out of here, Scarecrow. Get out of here, Scarecrow. Scaregrass? Or... Grass crow. Good God, man. Good God. It's fighting back. Something fierce. Look at it. Look at it. It's fighting back. All right. Yep. One more. 12,600. Okay. Back in the fields we go. This grass grows back so fucking fast. Holy shit. Thanks for gonna play this long. I don't know. It's just been kind of nice, just steadily getting up there. That's when you find a nice incremental game. It's kind of like that, right? We're just kind of like, ah, fuck it. Let's just keep going. A little bit longer. A little bit longer. A little bit longer. A little bit longer now. A little bit longer now. A little bit longer now. I was doing Sludgeoneers as well. Like, I'm looking forward to when that releases. The full version, I mean. Fuck you. What is this? Some bullshit. Look, it's growing! Damn it, grass. Know your place. Get down. Oh. Golden grass. We're not that deep in. It's just this is such a pain in the ass to cut through. Alright. Good lord. Through thorny yellow grass. He's damage meaningful. Damn. Okay, okay, okay. An eyeball? What? Excuse me? How did I get here? How much do we need for this? 15,000. Get those. Alright. And is it going to be all the way back to the start again? Yep, it's all the way back to the start again. This rock marks the start. How fast this grows back. Good lord. It's 15,000 to make the boomerang have meaningful damage. It's 20,000 to upgrade the blade more again. Oh, golden grass. More golden grass. Now these are the thorny ones. You're kidding me, right? This is the thorny yellow, which is super, super durable. Holy shit. Durability. Yeah, Dimitri, can you send me what the Mother looks like with shadowing and everything? Okay. No worries. Larger farm. Oh, nice. Neat. Back we go. It's probably all the way back to the start again, isn't it? It fucking is. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Alright, so I need 20k for the better blade. At least now we also have a bigger farm plot for more stuff. It looks like we can start getting thorn seeds. So I start planting all those thorn seeds, that'd be really nice. More golden grass. Sheesh. So we got 10 orbs. Yeah, wow. 2,500 each. Okay. All right. He's 60,000 for thorny seeds. $15,000, $15,000, $12,000. So I need 15,000 and a 12,000. Woofda. Now we're cutting through this with a lot more efficiency. getting close to whatever. I assume the thorn wall is going to be the next thing, right? Alright, let's get out of here. Woofda. The entire map is a grass field. Very helpful, yes. Good, well done. Okay. Most helpful map in existence has been found. Okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. It's gotta be 60,000. Okay. Alright, chat. So I'll leave you today. Yeah. Yeah. I think we should, we'll definitely do some Wolf Among Us at some point. I don't know if I want to wait till December for the thing, because that's 6 months away. But yeah, well, we'll see what to do. As for the movie this Saturday, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. And I don't know. Yeah. Yep, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I already own the base game. So we could start that. I'd have to do Galaxy. Yep. GG Galaxy. It'd probably make me update. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. It's been a long time since I used God Galaxy. And we'll get Wolf Among Us on there. Alright, install. I'm thinking of doing Mecha Chameleon again. now that we're kind of getting used to it. And they've added some pretty interesting quality of life stuff. So, yeah, we'll see. In the meantime, though, chat, hope you take care. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe and healthy. Get fit, get ripped. And I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye for now, everyone.